call my mother. You want me to call my mother? My mother, who abused me throughout my childhood, never took ownership, is never going to take ownership. You want me to call her? My mother, who, when I was a young adult, was working overtime to try to sabotage my life and give me more things to heal from. My mother, who attempted to triangulate my two very small children and turn one into a golden child and the other one was non-existent, and also create division between myself and them and their ability to trust me. In fact, my eldest daughter tells me to this day that the reason she learned how to feel guilty was because of what my mother was doing, because at 5 years old, she didn't know what she was doing, but she knew it made her feel bad. And made her feel good at the same time, because she was treating her like the golden child. But you want me to call my mother? You know, the funny thing is, I did. 17 years into my no contact, and it's been well over 30 now. My mother showed up at my door without any sort of warning. None. Zero. Zilch. And, you know, kind of said, hey, you know, your daughter's having babies and I'm going to be around, and hi, how are you? And it was a whole thing. And that she missed me. And what you also don't realize is any time that my mother would say words like I love you or I miss you, which were very few and far between, and always in situations where she was manipulating me, I leaned right into that because I was desperate for my mother to love me. And I was trying to be who she wanted me to be and doing anything I could do to just try to get a little bit of that sunlight from her, not realizing that the only thing that exists inside of her is actually darkness. 17 years. So anyway, she's on the scene. And because she uses those magical words, I end up calling her. And I said to her, you know, I left her a message, which I do know for a fact she received. We don't ever have to revisit the past. We can just move forward from here. I just want to have a relationship with you. We can go to lunch. And, you know, I was trying to have those things that mothers and daughters do with my mother. We don't have to talk about anything. I was so clear. You never have to go to therapy with me. I was giving her a complete pass, and guess what? She did not call me back. Why? Because she didn't actually want a relationship with me. And because she recognized that as much as I was desperate, I was also in a place where I was likely not going to be silent in her abuse of me, and that I wasn't going to give her that free pass in reality. I may have never brought up the past again. I may never have, you know, tried to hold her hands to the fire ever again. But I think that she recognized, now that I'm looking backwards, that I was my own person and that I loved myself enough to not allow her to treat me with less love than I treat myself with. I think she knew. So she never called me back. And just as a little side note, I wonder if I said to you, my husband abused me and I've had to leave him, if you would tell me to call him. Would you do that? But because it's my mother, you know, you seem to be giving a free pass here. Every daughter, every child deserves to be loved, but not every parent deserves the love of their child. Not every parent deserves a relationship with their child, or respect, or courtesy, or second, third, fourth, 8 millionth chances. At some point, we're allowed to shut that door. And we get to say when that point is, not you.